On April 1st, 2021, I ditched a career I absolutely hated to better myself and do the things I've always wanted to do. And that included my growing love and obsession with Ireland. I want to learn everything: culture, history, mythology, music, and the language. Which, if I'm being honest, looks really hard to learn, but I'm going to give it the old Smith try. Then, of course, there is my love of pubs and the role that they've played throughout history, and no better example of that than on that beautiful, beleaguered island in the North Atlantic, Ireland. April 1st, 2026, I depart for the Emerald Isle, and for 1 year, I'll hike town by town and conduct interviews with pub owners, pub regulars, historians, town know-it-alls, musicians, and basically anybody that wants to talk to me. If you'd like to support the project and the journey, basic Patreon support is only $3 a month, but just liking a video or subscribing to the channel and following the journey is just as helpful. I'm always looking for volunteers to work as liaisons for the project too, so if you live in Ireland and know people, feel free to hit me up. This is a huge goal and I need all the help I can get. The Smitty Learns Irish Pubcast begins April 26th and will be my life's work. Thank you. And welcome to the What the Hell Everything podcast with Smitty. I am he. Recording at date and time, January 24th, 2024. I am stoked to be on yet again. This feels so good doing this show this way. It just feels like every day I just want to talk, and it's pretty fucking fantastic. If you're familiar with the older setup, then you get it. I think you get it. Up on the show today, first of all, on the live stream, it's going to chop up, it's just going to include all the things I want to talk about, aka what the hell everything, and then recording reaction videos. Got the 420 break. We're going to take a look at stoner rock or metal from I Hate God. What else? I'm just going off the fucking top of my head here. What else do we got? Gonna check out the rules of hurling, which is the Irish sport, from what I know. My coffee debacle, I don't even want to talk about it. Charles Osgood passed away, who's a fucking hero of mine. For real. Just epitomized the boring old man that I am and kind of strive to be, in a way. Let's see, a band called the Dead South. All kinds of stuff, man. Gonna play just the tip. Basically, reaction roulette to new rock or metal. So we're gonna have fucking fun, man. We're gonna have some fucking fun. Let's I want to take a look at the word of the day, get this podcast kicked off correctly. Let's learn some things. I like to learn new words. Hopefully you like to learn new words. What does it mean? Do I know it? Blah, 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 blah. Let me get my input changed as I'm just jamming the Foghat over here. No, wait, it's Edgar Winter, which is an inside joke. Edgar Winter is always funny. She looks like Edgar Winter. You know, you know. Like Gullywasher. No shit.
Gullywasher.
Gullywasher. I have zero clue. It's fun to say, though. Gullywasher. No clue. I should spell it. Gullywasher. Gullywasher. Just like it sounds. It's a noun. A usually short, heavy rainstorm. I'm going to put that, I might not put it into practical use in this podcast, which is always the goal. But I think I will put that into practical use just in life. Wow, this is a real gullywasher. It's fun to say, man. First recorded in 1900 to 1905, used primarily in Midland and Western United States dialects of English. Gully comes from gullet, or the throat, which comes from French. Washer comes from the English verb wash, recorded before 1900, or 900, excuse me. The farmers rejoiced as the gullywasher replenished their parched fields. All right, I think I'm going to bring that back. We're bringing it back.
Gullywasher.
It's just fun to say. I think we might get some gully washers here. I don't know. It's probably not a gully washer. I think we're supposed to get rain over the next couple days here in northern Michigan. And it's going to fucking just, it's already starting to get sloppy. We're into the upper 30s, 40s Fahrenheit. And What the fuck is the weather going to be? What is the weather going to be like locally? Because now I fucking want to look. 30s, low, oh, that's today. 33, 40, 38, 36, 33, into the 40s next week. And it's just going to be a fucking soppy mess and probably some rain thrown in there for a good measure. Yay. You know, it rains and it gets warm, and we have a mountain of snow here from a blizzard fucking a few weeks ago. And it's just going to be gross. Man, I tell you what, I talked about my Keurig debacle the other day. I was like, fuck, I go through way too much coffee to have gotten a Keurig. You know, that shit's so expensive. It sounded like a good idea at the time, but I fucking drink way too much coffee. So I was like, you know what I'll do is buy, like, the replacement pods that you can wash, right? So I bought those, and I even checked. I'm like, well, and there's a bunch of different Keurig models. And I'm like, it covered a fuck ton of them. So I'm like, cool, I'll buy those. I bought 4. They were like $7. Totally worth it to me. I was like, well, if it sucks and if it doesn't work, I can either give them away or just throw them away. They're $7. I'm not going to send that back because I don't send anything back. But I got them, and it fucking didn't fit the model. I have the apparently newfangled Keurig K Supreme. And I'm like, you know, you always got to get the fucking one that doesn't fit the thing. Because, like, the Keurig pods, apparently, before I got this one, just had one hole in the middle that it fucking pushed in with the water, right? The Keurig Supreme has the one in the middle plus, like, 3 on the side. And there's a hard plastic covering on the fucking Keurig pot or the Keurig replacement pod. So you can't press down into that fucking thing with those 3 extra holes. I'm like, God damn it. Now what the fuck do I do? So I replaced or bought on Amazon. I found the replacement pods for that. But now I'm like fucking without a way to make coffee because I ran out of pods. And I bought regular coffee, and I like to mix it with some flavored coffee. Anyway, the point of the story is I'm like, oh, cool, I can mix my coffee again and kind of get it the way I want it. And fucking that didn't work. So this morning, I'm just like, God damn it, what do I got to do? Yesterday, I had to do the same thing when I realized it didn't fucking work. Just walk across the street to the gas station and get gas station coffee, then walk back with 2 big ones just so I can have one for the podcast and then one at fucking 7 o'clock in the morning when I'm getting up to do shit, you know? And you're just like, ugh. But now I'm just like, those things are such a pain in the dick to wash. I'm like, what the fuck was I thinking, man? Even my brother was like, I heard they're kind of a pain in the ass, or he had tried them before. And I was like, I'll give it a shot again. It's only $7. What did I fucking spend on that Keurig? Like $120? Some fucking stupid thing. I'm like, well, it's worth it. You know? And I'm just like, so now I'm actually contemplating just getting rid of that fucking thing. Anybody wants a Keurig, you know, you got to pay for shipping on that one. Sorry. But I feel like I just got to get a regular fucking coffee mug, coffee pot again. Blah, blah, blah. I can't say words. Damn it. I'm just like, if you would have just, you know, listened to your brother. he would love to hear that, and I'm glad he's not on Patreon. Sorry, just slurping my fucking coffee over here. What is next on this What the Hell Everything podcast on a Wednesday? Fucking Netflix. Fucking Netflix. I don't know what they raised their rate to. I was like, okay, whatever. I couldn't share it anymore with my friends and family, just like everybody else, you know. I knew it was going to happen. You knew it was going to happen. And it did. I'm just like, whatever. I'm still, you know, I'm not going to not watch Stranger Things when it comes out and all of the programming that I really enjoy on Netflix. What did I see today? Yesterday. They're bringing Raw. They're bringing fucking Raw. WWE. Used to be WWF. I feel like I want to say that just to fucking call it the WWF because I don't really care enough about it. And that's when I watched it as a child. And then I grew up. Which is an asshole thing to say, you know, but it's what I think. Just call it WWF, but I don't know if I would get sued for that. So should I bleep that WWF thing? I don't know. Anyway, they're bringing Raw to Netflix. I saw something, it's like a subheadline to whatever story. Yeah, apparently to make up for the subscription price hikes. Who the fuck are you marketing it to, man? You know? Who are you marketing that shit to? Wrestling fans? Come on. Like, here's what I'm wondering. Because I do have quite a bit of, like, viewer listenership in like Europe and things like that, South America. I'm wondering if you watch the wrestling. You can't call it wrestling. You have to call it wrestling. Are there fucking... how much do you watch? How much do people around you? Do you know if people watch fucking WWE, Raw, professional wrestling, things like that? Because, like, that's available. Netflix is available to everywhere. Would this be one of those things where now you finally get to check out wrestling? I know it's international in a way, you know. But what, like, is there Irish professional wrestling? I know that, like, MMA is fairly big. I'm curious. Should that be something I have to learn about Ireland? Is the fucking Irish wrestling circle? I don't know. But it's like, who the fuck are you marketing this to? It's not one of those things where I go, I won't fucking, fine, if you have Raw, I won't fucking, Like, again, there's still stuff that I want to watch on that. But it'll be one of those things. And here's the thing. I'm not a fan at all. I can't stand it. But it just pops up in my algorithm all the time from friends of mine who I don't want to block. You know what I mean? Shit like that. And I used to watch this shit when I was a kid because I loved it. When I was in the Army because it was always fucking on and everybody else watched it. And you get into it if everybody else is watching it. So I got in a sting and like NWO and shit for a minute. Then I'm just like, this is fucking stupid. It just won't stop. It is just dumber and dumber and dumber and dumber. And people take it so fucking seriously, man. And I'm just like, what is wrong with you? Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. But it's on fucking Netflix now if you want to watch it. Why? I don't know. I don't know. Lions 49ers. Lions 49ers. Sunday. Sorry, I sound like a monster trucks guy. You can throw that monster truck shit right in with the wrestling. But Sunday, 6:30. I do have that day off. Going to Brother Levi's. I think Brother Josh is coming over for that one. And I can't even tell you when you talk about something that is just constantly on your brain lately, it is... Thankfully, it's given me something else to think about other than this fucking podcast. Because, like, honestly, when I even work my full-time job, I do a great job at that job, but the fucking podcast is just ever present. What am I going to do? What's next? Blah, 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 you know? And the Detroit Lions have become a real uplifter and welcome fucking distraction, man, because when you talk about there's going to be a point, hopefully soon, in the next, after this season, that you don't talk about, you know, oh, they haven't done this in 32 years, fucking blah, 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 fucking kneecaps, fucking blah, 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 all that shit. But just the idea that they are in the NFC Championship game against a team that is a fucking powerhouse, but yet they can beat, is so fucking... mood uplifting, like I said, but also stressful. And when I say it's constantly on the brain, my fucking YouTube algorithm is all Lions stuff right now, and I just can't fucking put it away. Signed a new tight end to cover the injury to Brock Wright, and that's a fucking, I don't know if that's a Hall of Fame tight end, but a very good tight end. I think I saw that he owns, like, played for Arizona, right? Some other team as well. Owns the single season reception record for tight ends, and he's the backup. And again, he hasn't played with the fucking team at all yet, but you know, it's very encouraging. Just things like that this team is doing. Just every game they're getting better, and it's just one of those teams where they don't fucking make the same mistakes twice. They constantly grow, and it's really a metaphor for life. I'm a firm believer of that. fuck, I'm not even gonna lie. I don't even feel one bit dumb saying this. That I'm so inspired by fucking Dan Campbell and that grit mentality, and that's kind of the mentality that I fucking have had and tried to have, especially doing like this whole venture podcast and things like that, but in life as well, where it's just like, I've had people tell me that they're like, dude, one thing I know about you is you'll never quit. And I fucking never will. Ever, ever, ever. I refuse. But that term grit, I feel like gets thrown around, especially now, is not around here in the state of Michigan. I think people could maybe use that as like a punchline. Oh, grit, sure, whatever. I don't know. But I do know that I was watching Pat McAfee's show, which I think is a brilliant show, even though I know that Dan Campbell is not a fan. I think something happened there. I don't know. But it's still a brilliant show. And Chuck Pagano, the former NFL coach for Indianapolis, I think, is on that show semi-weekly. He sits in. And he was talking about that term grit with a former Indianapolis Colts team that they had, the one that Pat McAfee was actually on, where it was kind of a gimmick, but they would give players like grit coins, right? So they were talking about that, and that sounded kind of gimmicky, and I guess that's where I was going with like the punchline aspect. But Chuck Pagano mentioned this book. I don't have it in front of me, but it's called Grit, and it was written by this psychologist, and it was just the benefits of it and how to like tap into it, I think, like that. And I fucking bought that book on Audible. I'm going to be reading that in I don't know, soon, over the course of the next few weeks. And it's just that mentality fucking means so much. And it's just like, I really do feel like you can accomplish so goddamn much. So much more if you just, and I say it all the time, man. Dan Campbell says it too. I say it differently. You know you're going to hit adversity. I call it the dick punches. It's just how you respond to the dick punches. And just, even though it was down for a while, something fucking good happened because you just kept fucking grinding and you kept going, you know? And when those dick punches are fucking constant, and you're like, how am I going to respond? Just go harder, you know? That's the grit thing. And I was just fascinated with Chuck Pagano's take on that, and that he had mentioned that book. I'm like, all right, I'm reading that shit. That's just I get so inspired by Dan Campbell, I can't even tell you. When I say it's ever present on my mind. Sunday. Oh, anyway. Let's do a headline scroll and then get the flock out of here. Are there any requests for today? No reaction requests for today. But let's do a headline scroll. And just, oh wait, I had at least one more thing I wanted to mention. Where is it? Oh, Charles Osgood passed away, first of all, 91 years old. And it's one of those things where whenever I hear somebody at the age of upper 80s into the 90s passed away, and I think some people go, how did he die? And I'm just like, I don't know, he was 91. You know, that just happens. But honestly, the Sunday morning talk practice, the theme is this CBS Sunday morning thing. That's like one of my favorite shows and has been for years and years and years. It's a total old man thing. Even when I was a young kid, just like waking up Sunday morning and watching it. It just totally shed light on like the arts in a way that nothing else did. You know what I mean? It was a total chill Sunday morning vibe, talking about music and movies and art and things like that. Still gave you a little bit of news, but it was just totally chill. And that fucking theme music thing that I totally ruined is so fucking nostalgic. And I listened to that guy, Charles Osgood, and he was one of the first like radio personalities that I remember really enjoying, you know. Would hear him doing news broadcasts on probably McTighe's on the live stream right now. He probably remembers this. Maybe if he was listening to AM 580 or 950. 580's up here in Traverse City, I think. Right? I fucking can't even remember my radio stations anymore. But on CBS Sunday morning, he syndicated on that, and just hearing him do the news reports, and then watching CBS Sunday mornings, and just that voice and that just ability to soothe. That's probably the best way to put it. When he retired, I was like, oh man! But Jane Pauley is doing a great job on that show. It's still super enjoyable. That was a bummer, man. I really, really enjoyed his contribution to my life. So thanks to Charles Osgood. And then I definitely wanted to talk about this real quick. This is kind of fucking just nuts. And it's local. I don't necessarily like talking about local stories, but in this particular instance, it just has to do with everything else. It just is this spot. This place is the example of just the insaneness of everything right now. And it's out of Traverse City. It's my TraverseCityReddit.com Reddit thread. Breakwater Apartments scam. It has to do with the housing issues and just the insaneness of it all, which has been a major issue in my life up until recently, where I kind of just found a spot, luckily. Anyway, Breakwater Apartments. Where the fuck are Breakwater Apartments? I'm not sure. Again, Hot Watercress posted this 16 hours ago. I don't know if any of this is true. We're just going to read the post and maybe the thread. Breakwater Apartments are currently forcing out current tenants as the property transitions to workforce housing, which means low income, right? Or just, I don't know if it's low income, but in exchange for accepting only tenants who make less than $80,000 annually. So I could be thinking of this wrong. Workforce housing could not be the same thing as low income housing, in exchange for accepting only new tenants who make less than $80,000 annually. So current residents are being notified upon renewal that they must vacate if they earn more than $80,000. Innovo Properties receive huge tax break for this pilot program. However, they are not passing any savings onto the workforce tenants. Rents for a one-bedroom will remain about $1,900 monthly. How does someone earning a workforce wage afford these rents? And by forcing out current residents above the earnings threshold, we are merely driving up demand for rentals in the city, which in turn drives up rent. This is corporate welfare disguised as altruism. Let's build affordable housing rather than kicking out current residents. I mean, it seems like they're making halfway decent points. I don't really know if I want to go through the comment section. That's not a good thing for me to do. Because I'll either say mean things or write mean things or think mean things, and I don't want to think mean things. So I don't think I'm going to read the thread on it. But that's the whole thing. First of all, $80,000, is that threshold? Is it first of all, is workforce housing the same as low-income housing? I don't think it could be the same thing. But like $80,000, that threshold is just like, I'm making more now than I've ever made in my whole life. This podcast is not a part of that statement. Okay? I need to stress that. The radio station, my best year was probably, with certain bonuses and appearances and things like that, like maybe 45, and I just cleared 60 for the first time probably in my life, waiting tables at a fine dining establishment. That's the fucking way life is up here. I chose to make shit money working for the radio because you love working for the radio up until a certain point. But it's just like that everywhere around here. You know what I mean? $80,000. I would be hard pressed to find a lot of people that I know that are making that. It's just these fucking crazy numbers that I don't know how they come up with them. I don't know if there are studies. There's certainly not like the eye test or talking to people, I don't fucking know, man. It seems like the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my entire life. It's completely ridiculous. Everything that is going on right now, I can't even tell you how fucking thankful I am that I got in a place. Thank you to my landlord. Thank you to the landlord. Anyway, hey, let's get into hopefully something not totally depressing and do a headline scroll. Let's just scroll through the headlines, shall we? Actually, I only got a couple ready to go. But first, as I get a sip of my coffee. Woman helps cops catch stalker thanks to atrocious spelling blunder. I mean, that sounds fun. Actually, prosecutors claim Gary Young used an account by the name of Mary Montgomery to contact his ex. Okay. Police allegedly proved a convicted flasher in the UK had violated a stalking protection order by putting his atrocious spelling habits to the test. You know, this proves everybody right. You know, everybody. What are the spelling Nazis or whatever on Facebook or social media? You know, you always want to be like, no, it's not how you spell that, but I don't. But this is probably an instance of that. Gary Young had been ordered to cease all contact with his ex-girlfriend, but when she blocked him on Facebook, he tried to reach out via a different pseudonyms account last August. Oh boy. She said immediately she recognized his terrible writing style, pointing to his spelling of a nearby county as one damning piece of evidence. You just fucking outed yourself with being a dipshit. Instead of spelling the county as Somerset, Somerset, Young had instead spelled out Somerset, Summer, like the season set. This is my favorite. And the best part is he probably lived there. He probably barely knows how to spell his own fucking name. If you don't know how to spell, you probably don't realize that you don't know how to spell. You're like, oh, that fucking looks right. Kansas City man had no idea 3 friends were dead in his backyard. That's not funny, right? That's not funny. I don't want to click on that story, though. Florida school pulls dictionaries and encyclopedias as part of inappropriate content review. I think I actually fucking made a joke about that very thing, either on a talk practice or some part in a podcast. I don't even remember what I was talking about, and I just made a joke about like Florida banning dictionaries or encyclopedias, and they did, according to this story from CBS News. Let's see, shall we? What kind of fucking ridiculousness is going on in Florida? One school district is looking to extend the state's book ban to an unexpected genre, dictionaries. According to a list obtained and published by the nonprofit PEN America, the Escambia County School District has included 5 dictionaries, 8 encyclopedias, and the Guinness Book of World Records in its list of more than 1,600 books that could soon be banned. We've reached level 11 of just losing our fucking mind. I really, it's hard pressed to find anything positive to say about people in general sometimes, or movements or something like that, because I'm really trying to keep a fucking cool head about the environment in which I live. But it's like, are you fucking kidding me? We've reached the point of just complete nonsensical fucking arguments and just complete irrationality, you know? Embracing dumb is how we get fucking dipshits that can't fucking spell, you know? American Airlines American Airlines passenger allegedly removed from flight for farting. Well, we got to click on that. Was it just one time? Was it just once? American Airlines passenger, I did it again, allegedly removed from flight for farting. American Airlines aircraft reportedly turned around and removed a passenger due to their excessive gas and rude behavior. Like how they used fart in the, which by the way, preview, or let's guess, over under, how many double entendre fart jokes are made in this story. I'm going to say at least 5. A witness who claimed to be on the flight shared his experience on a Reddit in a now viral post under the username of Glamcolacts, the Independent reported. According to the man's account, the flight was due to fly from Phoenix, Arizona to Austin, Texas on January 14th and had been traveling towards the runway for takeoff when it was forced to return to the gate. Seated near the problematic passenger, you could have put the flagellant passenger and fucking made this story more fun. The poster said they appeared audibly disgruntled and maybe hungover as people boarded the aircraft. At one point, he heard the passenger say, You thought that was rude? Well, how about this smell? Then, you don't like that? How about this? I don't know what provoked that comment, and while kind of funny to overhear, it was uncalled for, especially coming from a grown man on an airplane nonetheless. The passenger's rude behavior soon prompted responses from surrounding flyers. The guy in the row over replied, "If you don't like it, you can fly private," to which Fartman says, "That's so fucking rude." And another person nearby chimes in, "I think we'd all agree, you're the rude one here." The offending passenger allegedly responded by saying, "That's just so low class," which prompted the other flyers to make the point they were all flying economy, so they were all the same class. And the story goes fucking on, and there's not enough fart jokes in here. Man. I mean, maybe they take farts more seriously in New Zealand, which is where this happened. Yeah, there's no good fart jokes in here. Way to fail at your fucking job. If you're going to write a story about it, you got to at least put a few fart jokes in there. That's why we read it. You know? But that whole story was a fart joke, to be honest. And that does it for me. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 9 a.m. live streams, usually around 9:15-ish. I'm not terribly punctual with starting the podcast. It's just a matter of if I'm ready, and I kind of get it ready. That's why I give myself around to 9 or 9:15 for that. But then, of course, Sunday, whenever the fuck I get on, 10 o'clock, who knows. Also, if there's any patrons watching this still, I'm actually going to send a group, not a group instant message, or but an IM to every patron to see if they're getting notifications, because if they're not, I need to know about it. I'm not sure if people like Heidi Joe, who are on today, are not getting it. I'm looking at settings, and I haven't fucking figured it out. So I'm going to send a group message. Not a group, but I just fucking clarified. And, yeah, that's it for me. You guys, I'm done. I'm out of here. And until the next time, peace out.
So long, sucker.
Good night, everybody!
I am so sorry for everything that has happened.
Bye-bye.
Yeah, alright, I'll see you guys there. By the bar and get your face, huh? Get me paid, bitch! Sit, boo-boo, sit. Good dog. I love y'all very much. Peace out! Good night, ladies. Good night, sir.
What the hell? Everything!